Emily stared out of her office window, the cityscape blurring into a canvas of her discontent. The bustling city below, with its endless stream of cars and people, seemed to mirror the chaos in her mind. It was 2018, and she was 2 years into her graphic design job at a large corporation. The office was a maze of cubicles, each one housing a worker lost in their own world of tasks and deadlines. The work was stable, the pay was decent, but something felt off. Emily often found herself daydreaming, her mind wandering to places where her creativity could roam free. There was a creative fire within her, a yearning for something more. She longed to create art that spoke to people, that evoked emotions and told stories. She felt stifled, confined by the rigid corporate structure and the endless cycle of revisions and approvals. Each project felt like a compromise, a dilution of her original vision. Her heart ached for a different kind of creative freedom. She wanted to break free from the chains of corporate expectations and explore the uncharted territories of her imagination. Each day, as she meticulously designed marketing materials that lacked soul, she felt a piece of her spirit wither away. The vibrant colors and bold designs she once loved now seemed dull and lifeless. Emily felt a growing disconnect. The passion that had driven her to pursue a career in graphic design was fading, replaced by a sense of duty and obligation. She wasn't designing, she was simply following instructions. The creative process had become a series of steps to be followed, rather than an exploration of ideas and possibilities. The work felt mechanical, devoid of the passion she had for her craft. She missed the days when she would lose herself in a project, forgetting the world around her as she brought her visions to life. This realization gnawed at her, whispering that there had to be more to life than this. She began to question her choices, wondering if she had taken the wrong path. There had to be a way to align her work with her true calling. She knew she had the talent and the drive, she just needed to find the right outlet. One evening, as Emily scrolled through her Instagram feed, she found herself drawn to the vibrant world of freelance designers. Their work was bold, innovative, and full of life. She stumbled upon the profile of a successful freelance graphic designer. The designer's journey was laid out in a series of posts, each one more inspiring than the last. The designer's page was a vibrant tapestry of stunning visuals showcasing a diverse range of projects and collaborations. It was a testament to what was possible when one followed their passion. The caption under one post particularly resonated with Emily. Designing my own path, one project at a time. It was a simple statement, but it spoke volumes about the freedom and fulfillment that came with being your own boss. That's when the spark ignited within her. She realized that she didn't have to be confined to the corporate world. She could carve out her own path. The idea of starting her own creative agency, a space where she could unleash her full creative potential and collaborate with like-minded individuals, began to take root. She envisioned a place where creativity was celebrated, not stifled. It was a seed planted in the fertile ground of her discontent, a seed that would soon blossom into a dream worth pursuing. Emily knew it wouldn't be easy, but she was ready to take the leap. She was ready to turn her spark of ambition into a blazing fire of success. Emily's mind raced with possibilities. She had always been a dreamer, someone who saw the world not just as it was, but as it could be. Her imagination was a canvas painted with vibrant hues of ambition and creativity. She envisioned an agency that was a haven for creativity, a sanctuary where ideas could blossom without restraint. It would be a place where innovation was not just encouraged, but celebrated, where every corner was filled with inspiration. In her mind, this agency was more than just a business, it was a community. A space where ideas would flow freely and clients would become collaborators, working hand in hand to bring visions to life. It was a place where every voice was heard and every idea had the potential to become something extraordinary. She imagined leading a team of passionate individuals, each contributing their unique talents to create something truly extraordinary. They would be a family bound by a shared love for creativity and a common goal of pushing boundaries. The dream was exhilarating, filling her with a sense of purpose and excitement, but alongside the excitement came a wave of doubt, a shadow that threatened to dim her bright vision. Doubts began to cloud Emily's mind. They whispered insidiously, questioning her abilities and her worth. Could she really do this? Could she turn her dream into reality? Could she really do this? The questions echoed in her mind, each one louder than the last. She had always been a dreamer, but dreaming was easy. Making those dreams come true was an entirely different challenge. Could she walk away from the security of her corporate job to venture into the unknown world of entrepreneurship? The corporate world, with its steady paycheck and predictable routine, was a safety net. Stepping away from it felt like stepping off a cliff. The fear of failure loomed large. It was a dark cloud that hung over her, casting a shadow on her dreams. What if she failed? What if all her efforts were in vain? What if she wasn't good enough? The thought gnawed at her, eroding her confidence. She had always been her own worst critic, and now those critical voices were louder than ever. What if no one wanted to hire her? The fear of rejection was paralyzing. She imagined reaching out to potential clients, only to be met with silence. The thought of her inbox remaining empty was a nightmare she couldn't shake. The weight of these anxieties threatened to extinguish the flicker of hope that had been ignited. Every doubt, every fear was like a gust of wind trying to snuff out the fragile flame of her dream. Moreover, the practicalities of starting a business felt overwhelming. The sheer amount of work that lay ahead was daunting. There were so many details to consider, so many decisions to make. Emily had always been a creative soul, not a business person. She thrived in the world of ideas and imagination, but the world of business was foreign to her. It was a landscape filled with unfamiliar terrain. The thought of navigating finances, marketing, and legal matters filled her with trepidation. She had no experience in these areas, and the learning curve seemed steep. How could she possibly manage it all? She lacked the knowledge, the experience, and most importantly, the confidence to take such a significant risk. Every time she thought about taking the plunge, her mind was flooded with doubts and fears. As the days turned into weeks, Emily found herself trapped in a cycle of dreaming and doubting. Each day, she would wake up with a renewed sense of purpose, only to have it eroded by the end of the day. The fear of the unknown held her captive, preventing her from taking the first step towards her dream. It was a paralyzing fear, one that kept her rooted in place, unable to move forward. She needed a sign, a push, something to tip the scales from fear to faith. She needed a spark, something to reignite the fire within her and give her the courage to take that first step. Little did she know that sign was just around the corner. Sometimes, the universe has a way of providing exactly what we need just when we need it the most. For Emily, that moment of serendipity was about to arrive, bringing with it the hope and encouragement she so desperately needed. One rainy Thursday evening, Emily found herself at a local networking event for creative professionals. The city was drenched in a downpour, the streets glistening under the streetlights, and the sound of raindrops tapping against the windows created a soothing backdrop to the bustling event inside. She wasn't sure what to expect, but she knew she needed to break out of her shell and connect with others in her field. The room was filled with people, all seemingly confident and engaged in animated conversations. Emily felt a knot of anxiety tighten in her stomach as she scanned the room, searching for a friendly face or a familiar smile. As she sipped her lukewarm coffee, feeling out of place among the chattering crowd, her eyes fell upon a woman standing alone by the window. The woman seemed to be lost in thought, gazing out at the rain-soaked cityscape, a serene expression on her face. The woman had an air of quiet confidence about her, and something in her demeanor drew Emily in. She seemed approachable yet self-assured, a combination that intrigued Emily and gave her the courage to make a move. Mustering her courage, Emily approached the woman and introduced herself. Her heart pounded in her chest as she extended her hand, hoping to make a genuine connection. They chatted about their backgrounds, their shared passion for design, and the challenges of navigating the creative industry. Emily found herself relaxing as the conversation flowed naturally, the initial awkwardness melting away. Emily confided in the woman about her dream of starting her own agency, but confessed her fears and doubts. She spoke about the sleepless nights spent worrying about finances, the fear of failure, and the overwhelming uncertainty that came with stepping into the unknown. The woman listened intently, her eyes twinkling with understanding. She nodded empathetically, encouraging Emily to continue sharing her thoughts and feelings. When Emily finished speaking, the woman smiled warmly and said, "You know, I was in your shoes once. I had a comfortable job, but I felt unfulfilled." She continued, her voice tinged with nostalgia. "I knew I had more to offer, more to create, and more to achieve." Starting my own business was the scariest, most rewarding thing I've ever done, she said, her eyes lighting up with passion. It wasn't easy, and there were times when I wanted to give up, but I persevered. She went on to share her own journey, the ups and downs, the lessons learned, and the ultimate triumph of building a successful venture. She spoke about the late nights, the sacrifices, and the moments of doubt, but also about the joy of seeing her vision come to life and the satisfaction of creating something meaningful. Her words were like a lifeline to Emily. She felt a surge of inspiration and hope, realizing that her dreams were within reach if she was willing to take the leap. Hearing someone else validate her dreams and acknowledge her fears made her realize she wasn't alone. She felt a newfound sense of confidence and determination, ready to face the challenges ahead. The woman's story was a testament to the power of perseverance and the importance of taking that first step, even when fear threatened to hold you back. It was a reminder that success often comes to those who are willing to embrace uncertainty and push through their doubts. Before they parted ways, the woman offered Emily some parting advice. Don't let fear paralyze you. Start small, take it one step at a time, and never be afraid to ask for help. Emily took those words to heart. She knew the road ahead would be challenging, but she felt more prepared and determined than ever. The power of that single conversation had ignited a spark within her, a spark that would guide her on her journey to success. As she left the event, the rain had stopped, and the city lights seemed to shine a little brighter, reflecting the newfound hope and determination in her heart.